Hello, Capricorn. Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. When I opened up for your reading, and we'll be looking at your stars in November, I got a very distinct image of a crow delivering a message. And so I feel for some, if you're waiting on news, you're actually going to get it. Now, I know some Capricornians might be changing jobs. They could be even thinking about expanding their business. They could be waiting on financial news. Whatever the news is that you're waiting on, you're likely to get it in November. So let's have a look at what's coming up for you, Capricorn, in November. My Capricornian friends. My mother was a Capricorn. I have some very good friends and very successful entrepreneurial business people who are also Capricornians. They step forward with that entrepreneurial spirit on the front foot. So let's have a look at what this news is that's coming up for you in November. What's happening for Capricorn in the month of November? Capricorn month of November. Okay, so we've got healing, but we've also got not for you. So with this image that a message is coming forward for you, Capricorn, you could actually be in the market for a new job. Or a new home. It's something that you've decided that you already have, that you've decided that it's not for you. And of course, what do fortune cookies do? They bring forward messages for you. So the messages may not just be about something new coming to you. The messages could be an insight, a message for you personally, an insight that something is not for you. So there is this judgment that you'll be making as a result of that. We've got sixes coming up in the in the reading. We've got come to the edge. So it's almost as if you had to go and look over that edge to decide whatever it was that you saw wasn't for you. And so there's a healing taking place for Capricornians as a result. And we've got the fates, which actually came up for Virgo as well, lesson learned. So when I look at these three cards in total, and I take that clairvoyant image that I had when I opened up this reading, I'm inclined to say that you've made a fairly, or will be making a fairly determined decision that something is not for you. So you're going to be turning your back and walking away from something in November, having really gotten a really good view of what it is that you're deciding you no longer want. And so when we do that, we open up the future to, well, we might think it might be destiny or fate, but in actual fact, we've already manifested what is on its way to us. So nice cards there, I think, for Capricorns. It takes a lot of guts to actually realize that something we may have decided some time ago has not worked out, not been in our best interests. It's simply not for us. And so you take that and then you hand it back. And when you hand it back, you get a second chance. You get a second go at it to find something that actually is for you. So let's have a look, bearing in mind messages coming to you in one way or another. Let's have a look at what is coming up in the month for Capricornians. What's happening for Capricorns in November? What's happening for Capricorns in November? And I'm really feeling you're going to get that message loud and clear. It is going to be no doubt. This message that's coming to you, there will be no doubt about it. So there won't be any indecision. You'll make your mind up fairly quickly. What's happening? Oh, for Capricorns, a couple of things have come out. Yeah, for some it could be a new job. If you're in business, it could be deciding to take your business to the next level, or could even be move it interstate as well. There's some kind of news coming to you, and for some it has to do with finances. Okay, so those two cards just jumped out. So what's happening in November for Capricornians? What's happening in November for Capricornians? Okay. All right, so for some, they've been juggling, and this could be juggling a decision as well as juggling their finances. There has been this kind of action going on. And when we're moving between the old and the new, it can sometimes feel like we're juggling because we're really in the process of metamorphosis, where we're changing things, and so it can feel a little bit like that. What you're challenged by when you are juggling is really this inspiration and having the motivation and the commitment and the passion to actually keep this juggling up. But I do feel it's time to make a decision. You have to put those balls down and you have to commit to something. Here we have our messages, and this is part of what I saw when we opened up. Something is coming to you in November. It could be to do with work, and these messages will come forward fairly quickly to you. You've got positive news coming to you. You've manifested this by making those choices, Capricorn. This is the Empress card. There's abundance here, and you've manifested that. This is fertility. This is the harvest coming in. So whatever's happening for you at the moment, you might be juggling, but you won't be juggling for long. Something is closing down and coming to an end. As I said, this decision that something is not for you has really closed down one cycle and brought forward another. And here we go. We've got the completion cycles, and this decision that you've made, it's not been easy for you to make, because the Ten of Pentacles is family money, it's retirement savings, it's legacy, it's building for the future. So even though making that decision may have cost you a little bit, in the longer run, it's actually going to be of benefit to you. Here we go. For some Capricorns that are watching this, it's all about the work that they do, and the skill that they bring forward. And I feel for some that this is a recognition. You're going to be recognized in some way with this news coming to you, that you're going to be recognized for your skill. So whatever was not for you, that you've already decided was not for you, it could have been that for some, their confidence was rocked a little bit, that they maybe took a job or took a position or a friendship or something that didn't make them feel good about themselves, and this decision that you've come to is, hang it, I just don't need it. I just don't need it anymore. I'm not going to have it anymore. I'm actually starting again. So you've got both the Death card, the ending of something, and you've got the Fool card, the beginning of something else. I do get a really strong pull to new work for Capricornians. With this Three of Swords, it could be what you've decided that isn't for you has actually it's rocked you a little bit emotionally. This is loss. This is an emotional loss. But this is in the fear position. And as I said, when we're closing down, we're in between cycles, you've decided something isn't for you, you're finishing something, you're starting something else again, we can actually, our confidence can be rocked a little bit. But please don't worry, you've got something coming to you with this Six of Pentacles. Somebody's going to stretch their hand out and make you an offer. And this time, this offer is for you with this Star card. You've manifested it, you're bringing it in, and it's happening. And I think also the King of Swords, this is, Gemini, Aquarius and Libra type energy here. You're going to be approaching things in a fairly balanced way. Even though, when I say balanced, you're not bringing a lot of emotion into this decision. You're actually being very cut and dried about it in deciding that this isn't for you, and something else perhaps would be better for you. I'm feeling that what is better for you is actually on its way to you, and that's further validated by the Ace of Swords, something new coming to you. Here we've got our expansion card, which came out before, and it's sitting alongside reward for effort, perhaps news of a new position in some ways coming to you. So It sometimes takes courage. Perhaps you might have given up something that was difficult to give up. It might have paid more, for example, but it simply wasn't for you. And now you've opened up something that is more suited to you. And so you are allowing destiny to come into play. You're allowing karma, the wheel of karma, to come into sight, and it is actually turning for you. I feel that this new offer will be the right one for you. So, as I said, whether this is in your career, job, investment stream, some kind of decision that you've made that you know it's time to move on from something that wasn't for you. You actually have manifested something new that is more suiting to you, and in a way, people would describe that as fate, but it's not. That Empress card tells me that it is you that has manifested that, and part of that manifestation has been recognizing and acting upon what wasn't in your best interests. So if there's been sacrifices in that, you've done really well, because what's coming to you is right for you. Okay, thank you very much for tuning in, Capricorn.